Howdy, y'all, and welcome to this presentation on the production of vegetable amaranth in the state of Florida. This presentation is based on an EDIS article that was co-authored by Yuheng Qiu and Guodong Liu in February of 2021. Amaranth can be categorized into four groups: vegetable, grain, ornamental, and weed-type amaranth, all belonging to the family Amaranthaceae, the name derived from the word never-fading flower in Greek. The vegetable type amaranth is native to Asia and includes 17 species that are grown internationally in countries such as China, Indonesia, Japan, and Pakistan. Amaranth is most recognizable for its colorful, sometimes variegated foliage. The leaves are ovular and are the most distinct feature of amaranth's morphology. The catkin-like flowers and fruits are not showy, and the seeds are very small and black-brown in color, which you can see a picture of on the right side of the slide. Amaranth can grow fairly large at full maturity, up to 5 feet tall and 2 feet wide, so it might require additional staking for support during growth. Amaranth seeds will germinate approximately 1 week after planting with an optimal temperature range of 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The germination rate may significantly slow down or fail if soil temperatures are less than 50 degrees. So therefore, seeds usually should be sown when soil temperature reaches 70 degrees Fahrenheit after the last frost, which is May in North Florida, April for Central Florida, and December through February in South Florida. The spacing requirements for vegetable amaranth vary depending on the practice. In a field, you would sow the seeds an 1/8 to 1/4 inch in depth in rows 12 to 18 inches apart. In a garden, you need to space the seeds 1 inch apart and then thin that to 6 inches apart as the plant grows taller. It's also important to add material to raised beds. During the dry season, you must add 8 inches of additional material and then 20 inches during the rainy season. As a warm season annual native to the tropics, amaranth prefers full sun, but it has a high tolerance outside of its temperature range compared to other warm season crops. This plant grows optimally when temperatures are between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can tolerate ambient temperatures from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, making this crop particularly well suited for Florida's climatology. Although vegetable amaranth has moderate levels of drought tolerance, severe water deficiency will cause early flowering and decrease the yield. Because of this, irrigation plays a key role in the beginning stages of plant development. Drip or micro sprinkler irrigation are recommended for small growers, while furrow irrigation is preferred for the field practice. Vegetable amaranth grows well in a wide variety of soil types, but it does prefer well-drained and fertile soil. Amaranth grows optimally in a soil pH between 5.5 and 7.0. Now, there are no current fertilizer recommendations available for amaranth growers in Florida because the crop is still novel. But for the time being, growers can use the existing fertilizer recommendations of leaf lettuce in substitution for amaranth production, which I have included in this slide. I've also included conversion rates if the person viewing this is not necessarily working on a pounds per acre scale. I've also included grams per square foot and grams per square meter if somebody's growing this in a garden setting or at home in a flower bed. Now, according to the University of Maryland's Research and Education Center, the yields of vegetable amaranth production may exceed 20,000 pounds per acre. So it's a pretty high producing crop, all things considered. Now, unfortunately, amaranth is susceptible to many common pests and diseases. Insects pose a threat to vegetable amaranth, particularly leaf and stem chewing pests, such as caterpillars and stem weevils. Traditional wood ash can be used for pest control in an organic setting, or infested plants can also be uprooted and damaged leaves removed by hand to limit the pest populations. Vegetable amaranth is also susceptible to fungal diseases such as stem rot or wet rot, as well as a white rust caused by dampening off fungi, which may have deleterious effects on seedlings particularly. Planting the seeds in an appropriate depth helps with avoiding white rust, and maintaining those recommended spacing requirements to encourage airflow between the plants is an effective wet rot control. Vegetable amaranth is ready for harvest approximately 30 days after planting the seeds. Plants can be harvested by pulling from the soil for a one-time only harvest, but for successive harvests, you simply remove a partial leaf for the first cutting and then allow the plant to regrow and harvest again in the next 2 weeks. However, once the plants begin to flower in earnest, the leaves become fewer and are not suitable for harvest or sale. The foliage will wilt rapidly, so post-harvest management, including a short cooling of the leaves at 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit at a relative humidity of 75% is recommended. Amaranth is non-invasive, but it is still considered by some to be a weed, so make sure to remove all the plant materials and clean the area after a harvest. Vegetable amaranth can either be eaten raw or cooked. Young, tender leaves resemble spinach. They have a mild flavor and are either eaten raw in salad mixes or stir-fried in a wok with various additives, such as garlic, mushrooms, shrimp, eggs, etc. The soft stem can be steamed or fried in the same way that you eat asparagus, and its pale-colored roots are often cooked with tomatoes. The sprouted seeds are also edible as a nutritious addition to stew. However, the leaves and stems of this plant may contain some anti-nutrients like nitrates and oxalates, which can bind to calcium and cause kidney stones for those who are prone to this disease. Now, these chemicals can be removed by adequate cooking, but may still pose a health threat to some people who are A, prone to kidney stones, and B, eating large portions of uncooked plant. Amaranth is a highly nutritious vegetable, being high in vitamins A and C, minerals, calcium, iron, and potassium, and all the essential amino acids. Vegetable amaranth has potential pharmacological properties as well, including antimicrobial, antioxidant, and antibacterial activities. The phyllophenolic content plays a key role in fighting free radicals, which can cause damage to DNA and other parts of the human cells. And the tannin content inhibits the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. Here's some additional resources and readings on the properties of vegetable amaranth. For more information, feel free to visit the EDIS publication, which is linked on this slide. This concludes this presentation on the cultivation of amaranth in the state of Florida. Thank you.